Hey there, everyone! Today we read talking about how wearable AR technology can improve the rehabilitation process for people who have experienced neurological injuries. I am the Director of Engineering here at a company. And this is the first in our new series where we take an in-depth look at some of the research being done with our technology. The technology I'm holding here is our SmartCap, which is our flagship product. It has a type of brain-computer interface, or BCI, that provides real-time visual feedback to the user based on their neural activity. The idea behind the tech is that we can decode what someone is looking at and provide them with visual feedback in real time, thereby restoring vision in people who have lost it due to neurological injury or disease. Today, though, I want to talk about the rehabilitation process and how wearables like ours can be used not just for vision restoration, but as a tool for rehabilitation more generally. Let's get into it. So when I talk about rehabilitation, I'm specifically talking about restoring function in people who've experienced neurological injuries like stroke, traumatic brain injury, or spinal cord injury. These are injuries that affect the central nervous system and can result in physical, cognitive, or psychological disabilities. Rehabilitation for these types of injuries aims to help the person regain as much of their lost function as possible through repetition and practice. But why does the brain need repetition and practice to restore function? Well, this comes back to neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity refers to the brain's ability to change and adapt its structure and function over time in response to experience. In the context of rehabilitation, neuroplasticity is key to restoring lost function. The brain is able to rewire itself by forming new neural connections, essentially finding new pathways around damaged areas to restore communication between different parts of the brain. This rewiring can occur in response to practice and repetition of desired movements or tasks, allowing the brain to compensate for lost function and improve motor control, speech, or other functions affected by the injury. To make this a bit more concrete, let us take the example of someone who has had a stroke and is experiencing vision loss as a result. Vision loss after stroke is typically caused by damage to the visual centers in the brain, which can lead to difficulty recognizing objects, faces, or other important features in the visual field. Through repetition and practice of visual tasks, such as identifying objects or completing puzzles, the brain can form new neural connections that bypass the damaged areas and restore visual function. However, the process of rewiring the brain through neuroplasticity can be slow and challenging, which is where assistive technologies like our wearables can play a critical role. By providing real-time visual feedback based on a person's brain activity, our technology can provide a way for the brain to practice and refine the neural connections necessary to restore vision. So let us take a closer look at how our tech works and how it can be used for rehabilitation. So our SmartCap is a non-invasive brain-computer interface, which means it doesn't require surgery to implant electrodes into the brain. Instead, it uses a combination of electroencephalography, or EEG, and computer vision to decode a person's visual intent. EEG involves placing electrodes on the scalp to measure electrical activity in the brain. By analyzing the brain signals, we can identify patterns associated with specific visual tasks, such as looking at an object or recognizing a face. Computer vision algorithms then track the movement of the eyes and head to determine the location of the person's gaze. By combining EEG and computer vision, we can accurately decode where a person is looking even if they are unable to move their eyes or head. Once we know where the person is looking, we can provide them with visual feedback in real time. This can be done by displaying the object or scene that the person is looking at on a screen, or by providing auditory cues. For example, if the person is looking at an object, we can provide verbal feedback indicating what the object is. In the context of rehabilitation, this visual feedback can be used in a variety of ways. For example, we have developed our own software platform called Synapse that provides a variety of games and exercises designed to help people practice visual tasks and improve their visual function. These tasks can include identifying objects, discriminating between similar objects, recognizing faces, or localizing objects in space. Another approach is to use existing visual stimuli, such as videos or movies, and provide feedback based on the specific elements of the visual scene. For instance, if the person is watching a video, we can provide feedback based on the objects or actions that they are looking at. This can be useful for people who have difficulty tracking moving objects or for those who need to improve their ability to recognize faces or read text. We've also explored using virtual reality or VR in conjunction with our technology to create immersive visual experiences for rehabilitation. VR can provide a more engaging and interactive rehabilitation experience while also providing a safe and controlled environment for practicing visual tasks. Now let me give you a concrete example of how our technology can be used for rehabilitation. Imagine someone who has experienced a stroke and is left with visual neglect, which is a condition in which a person fails to perceive or respond to visual stimuli on one side of their visual field. This can make it difficult for the person to perform everyday tasks that require attention to both sides of the visual field, such as getting dressed or preparing a meal. With our technology, we could develop a rehabilitation program that helps the person gradually regain attention to both sides of their visual field. The program might start with simple tasks, such as identifying objects or discriminating between colors on both sides of the visual field. As the person progresses, the tasks can become more complex, such as recognizing faces or reading text on both sides of the visual field. By providing real-time visual feedback and adapting the tasks to the person's needs, our technology can help the person gradually restore their attention to both sides of their visual field and improve their ability to perform everyday tasks. The beauty of our technology for rehabilitation is that it can be tailored to the individual needs of the person. For example, we can develop personalized rehabilitation programs based on the specific tasks that the person needs to perform. We can also adjust the visual stimuli and feedback to match the person's level of function and provide a range of tasks that gradually increase in complexity. This personalized approach to rehabilitation allows us to target the specific deficits caused by the neurological injury and help the person regain as much function as possible. In addition to the flexibility of our technology, it also provides objective measures of progress that can be used to track the effectiveness of the rehabilitation program. By measuring the person's performance on various visual tasks, we can objectively quantify their progress over time. This data-driven approach to rehabilitation allows us to make adjustments to the program as needed and ensure that it remains effective and appropriate for the person's needs. So there you have it, a primer on how our wearable AR technology can be used for rehabilitation. If you like this video and would like to learn more about our technology and its applications, please stay tuned for more updates from us. Thanks for watching.